Welcome. Today we're diving into the world of SQL, which stands for Structured Query Language. If you've ever wondered how big companies manage and organize huge amounts of data, SQL is the answer. It's the language that helps us store, change, and retrieve information from databases. Think of a database as a giant digital register, and SQL as the method we use to write, update, or read entries in that register. Whether you're a beginner or just curious, this video will break down SQL's basics, its history, and the main commands you'll encounter. Let's get started by understanding what SQL really is and why it's so important in today's digital world. SQL, or Structured Query Language, is a special language designed to communicate with relational databases. These databases include popular systems like MySQL, Oracle, and SQL Server. SQL allows us to store new data, modify existing data, and retrieve information whenever we need it. Imagine you have a digital notebook where you keep all your important records. SQL is the tool that lets you add, change, or find those records quickly and efficiently. It's a universal language for databases, making it an essential skill for anyone working with data. In today's world, data is everywhere. From social media to online shopping, every click and transaction generates data that needs to be managed. SQL is the backbone of this data management. It helps businesses keep their information organized, secure, and easily accessible. Without SQL, handling large volumes of data would be chaotic and inefficient. That's why learning SQL is not just for programmers, it's valuable for anyone interested in understanding how digital information is stored and used. Let's use an analogy. Think of a database as a massive digital register, like a ledger where every entry is carefully recorded. SQL is the language or method we use to write in this register, update entries, or look up information. This makes it much easier to manage complex data, whether it's customer details, sales records, or inventory lists. SQL ensures that all this information is structured and easy to work with. The story of SQL begins in the 1970s at IBM. Two computer scientists, Donald D. Chamberlain and Raymond F. Boyce, developed this language to help manage and query relational databases. Initially, they called it SQL, which stood for Structured English Query Language. The goal was to make it easier for people to interact with databases using simple English-like commands. This innovation laid the foundation for modern data management. Although the original name was SQL, copyright issues forced the team to change it to SQL. Despite the name change, the language's purpose remained the same: to provide a simple, powerful way to interact with databases. Over time, SQL became the standard language for database management, used by organizations around the world. In 1986, SQL was officially recognized as a standard language by the American National Standards Institute (ANSI). This meant that SQL would have a consistent set of rules and commands, making it easier for developers and companies to use it across different database systems. This standardization helped SQL spread rapidly and become the backbone of data management worldwide. SQL commands are the instructions we give to a database. These commands are divided into 5 main categories, each serving a different purpose. Understanding these categories helps you know what kind of tasks you can perform with SQL, from creating tables to managing user permissions. Let's explore each category in detail, starting with Data Definition Language, or DDL. First category is DDL, which stands for Data Definition Language. DDL commands are used to define and modify the structure of your database. This includes creating new tables, altering existing ones, deleting tables, and even renaming them. DDL commands affect the entire table, not just individual records. They're essential for setting up the framework of your database before you start adding data. Create command is used to make a new database or table. For example, if you want to start tracking customer information, you use create to set up a new table with the necessary columns. This is often the first step in building a database, laying the foundation for all future data storage and management. The alter command lets you change the structure of an existing table. Suppose you need to add a new column for email addresses or modify the data type of an existing column. Alter makes this possible. It's a flexible tool for updating your database structure as your needs evolve over time. When you no longer need a table or even an entire database, the drop command comes into play. This command completely deletes the table or database, removing all its data and structure. It's a powerful command, so it should be used with caution, as the data cannot be recovered once dropped. The truncate command is used to quickly remove all data from a table, but it keeps the table's structure intact. This is useful when you want to clear out old records but plan to reuse the table for new data. Unlike drop, truncate doesn't delete the table itself, just its contents. If you ever need to change the name of a table, the rename command is what you'll use. This is helpful for keeping your database organized, especially if the purpose of a table changes over time. Rename makes it easy to update names without affecting the data inside. Next up is DML, or Data Manipulation Language. DML commands are all about working with the data inside your tables. Whether you're adding new records, updating existing ones, or deleting data you no longer need, DML gives you the tools to manage your information efficiently. The insert command is used to add new data or rows into a table. For example, when a new customer signs up, you use insert to record their details in your database. This command is essential for growing your data and keeping records up to date. Whenever you need to change existing information in your database, the update command is your go-to tool. For instance, if a customer changes their phone number, you use update to modify their record. This keeps your data accurate and current. The delete command allows you to remove specific rows from a table. If you need to erase outdated or incorrect information, delete is the safest way to do it. Unlike drop or truncate, delete targets only the rows you specify, leaving the rest of the table untouched. DQL, or Data Query Language, is focused on fetching or viewing data from your database. The most commonly used command here is select, which lets you retrieve information and display it on your screen. Whether you want to see all records or just a specific set, DQL makes it possible. Select is the workhorse of SQL. It's used to pull data from your database and display it in a readable format. Whether you want to see all the customers in your list or just those from a specific city, Select gives you the flexibility to view exactly what you need when you need it. DCL, or Data Control Language, is all about permissions and security. These commands help you control who can access or modify your database. With DCL, you can grant or revoke permissions, ensuring that only authorized users can make changes or view sensitive information. Grant command is used to give a user permission to access or modify the database. For example, you might grant access to a new team member. On the other hand, the revoke command takes away those permissions if they're no longer needed. Together, these commands help keep your data secure and accessible only to the right people. Finally, TCL, or Transaction Control Language, manages transactions within your database. Transactions are groups of operations that must be completed together. TCL commands help you ensure that your data remains consistent and reliable, even when multiple changes are happening at once. SQL isn't just for tech experts. It's used in countless industries, from banking and healthcare to retail and education. Whenever you check your bank balance online or search for a product in an online store, SQL is working behind the scenes to fetch and display the right information. Its versatility and power make it a crucial tool in our digital lives. Sum up, SQL is the universal language for managing data in relational databases. We've covered its history, main commands, and real-world uses. Whether you're looking to start a career in tech or simply want to understand how digital information is organized, learning SQL is a smart move. Stay curious and keep exploring the world of databases. You'll be amazed at what you can achieve with SQL.